Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So I decided that I would finally finish off this series where I would show you guys all my DVDs, Blu-rays, and VHSs. But before I continue this section, I actually got some new things. I got In Bruges. It was a blind buy really, but I think I bought it because I'd heard something about it a few years ago and I heard it had been pretty good, so I was like, why the hell not? Got Bowling for Columbine, that's been on my list for a long time. I got The Exorcist, but this is the unrated director's cut version of The Exorcist, so like it's pretty darn long. And finally, High Tension, which is like a pretty disturbing and gory movie. So yeah, I own 3 versions of The Exorcist. There's one of them, there's another one, and the other one is right there. So 3 versions of The Exorcist. I have to do a review on that movie one day because I kind of got a lot of things to say about it. Excuse me. So anyways, let's keep going. So we got Venom. Pretty good. I remember the critics slamming on this movie when, if you're wondering what's all this gunk, it's just that this shelf is really old, like old as hell. I gotta clean that. But yeah, Venom. I remember when this movie first came out, the critics slammed on it. I saw it. It was good, like, you know, a fun, funny superhero movie that, you know, you can put on and kind of lose yourself in. It's not like a masterpiece or anything. It was fine. We got Venom, Let There Be Carnage. Honestly, this movie felt pretty unnecessary. I feel like the only reason this movie was made was to hype people up for No Way Home, which I guess it kind of did with that post-credits scene. But, you know, again, it felt really unnecessary. Story was alright, characters were alright, although they kind of felt out of character sometimes, especially Eddie and Venom, because in the first movie they used to be kind of like a superhero duo. Although they did get into fights sometimes, they still stuck around for each other and kind of helped each other out in the end. This movie just makes them look like an old couple just fighting and arguing all the time. It's mostly devolved into a comedy, which I really hate when some movies when serious movies devolve into comedy. Now you may be like, well, you love Evil Dead, and Evil Dead devolved into a comedy, but yeah, it was kind of ripe for being a comedy in the first place because it had wacky characters. And you might say, well, the first movie was serious, but yeah, but then the second movie was also kind of serious, but also devolved into comedy, and then Army of Darkness did comedy very well. This movie, on the other hand, doesn't really. It almost feels like a completely different movie. I remember seeing it in theaters when it first came out, and I thought it was fine. It actually gave me a headache the first time I saw it in theaters, so thanks for that. The Woman King. I remember when this movie was being teased, and I was like, oh, I guess I'll get it. And then I got it, and I haven't seen it yet. I don't know. I have a problem. I buy movies, and then I don't watch them right away. You guys remember when I did an unboxing on that? I still haven't seen it. We got The Whale! I made a review on this movie and I told you guys how much I loved it. One of my favorite movies, probably my favorite movie of 2022. Amazing movie, one of the greatest movies to come on in a long time. Amazing. World War Z. This movie traumatized me. Well, it didn't really traumatize. I hate using that word, traumatized, because it's so thrown around nowadays. It just feels like a buzzword. People are like, oh, this traumatized me, that traumatized me, this traumatizes me, I'm traumatized by this and that and the third. This movie didn't traumatize me. It just scared me when I was a kid, alright? Scared. That's the word you guys should be using. Not trauma, because trauma is a whole different thing. Scared and trauma are way different. I hate when people mix those words up. I even hate more that some people do it on purpose. But yeah, World War Z is about, it's just a zombie movie, like the world's ending and there's a bunch of zombies and Brad Pitt is the hero and blah blah blah. Saw it years ago, and I remember one scene in particular that really scared me was when the zombies were coming in through the windows in a building and they were running from them, and it was really scary. And then years later I decided to pick up the movie on Steelbook Blu-ray to relive the horror, and I still haven't seen it. And I bent it a little bit. I don't even remember how it got bent, but it's bent. Where the Crawdads Sing. What was that accent? Where the Crawdads Sing. Where the Crawdads Sing. I did an unboxing of this a few days ago. Haven't seen it. Don't have much to say about it. Okay. We got The Wolf of Wall Street. I got this movie because, it's a Martin Scorsese movie. You can't go wrong with a Martin Scorsese movie. And from what I've seen so far, because I kind of had to stop watching it because I was busy, and that was like last year. Pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. Pretty good. Might be one of Scorsese's best if I keep watching. Oops. Speaking of not so good, or like, not really speaking of, but X, I didn't like it. Don't really like it. It sucked. It sucked. I hate this movie because it's what's wrong with every single horror movie that has come out. It's obviously a slasher, which when I heard it was a slasher, I was like, oh boy, here we go. And I saw it, and my worst fears came to fruition because this movie sucked. It was full of cliches, full of so many dumb, idiotic cliches, like dumbass characters. I'm sorry, I'm swearing, but I have to express my frustration. It was full of dumb characters. It had a dumb plot. It had stupid, unbearable sex scenes. Not even hot, just annoying. Obviously, the movie's called X, so it's gonna be like it's based in the 70s, and they're making an adult film in a cabin in the woods. Yeah, cabin in the woods. What a great fun cliche that everyone loves. Totally doesn't make me want to rip my face off. But yeah, it wasn't good. I didn't like it. I don't know. Fireworks. I don't know if Pearl, the sequel, is gonna be good, but I don't know. I don't really want to watch Pearl after that. I mean, I do own it, but I don't know if I want to watch it after watching X. It really messed up my anything remotely positive I was looking forward to in Pearl, because it might just be the same. Although Mia Goth is a pretty good actress. She's kind of hot. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm not kidding. Okay. Yes, Man, Jim Carrey movie, funny, pretty good. One of his best, actually. I like when Jim Carrey movies are more serious in the sense that they tackle much more adult topics than most comedy movies will, especially with Jim Carrey, because Jim Carrey is such a ranged actor. I wish they would get him for different movies and not just comedy. It's kind of sad that he's like become exclusively a comedy actor, because I know deep down he is capable of doing more than just funny haha movies. Look at Cable Guy. Look at Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Zoolander, Steelbook, the Blue Steelbook. Blue Steel, haha. For those who have seen the movie. I actually have the headband that came with this Steelbook. It was wild. I have an unboxing of that, so if you guys want to see that. Pretty good, funny. It's a comedy movie that I can actually, kind of enjoy, although I really don't like comedies that much, unless it's Jim Carrey. But yeah, pretty good. And then the sequel, Zoolander number 2. I haven't seen it, so I'm just gonna move on. Sharknado. So around the time I purchased this movie, I was really into sharks. I was really into Jaws. I love that. That was my favorite movie at the time, and I saw this movie and I was like, ooh, sharks, that's awesome. But I had never heard about all the crap surrounding this movie, about how it was horrible, it was dumb, and it was this, and it was that, and the third. And I saw it. I was kind of conflicted about how I felt about it. I mean, back then, my taste in movies was, damn, it was horrible. So no wonder I actually remember liking this film when I was a kid. I mean, it's kind of, I don't even remember how, funny it was, if at all. I remember the CGI for the sharks being really bad, though, and, how can you... I mean, it's to be expected. It's an asylum film, for God's sake. But yeah, I don't know if I have plans to rewatch it. Maybe if I do a review on it and, kind of trash on it, because I'm not really counting on this movie being, redeeming in any way. So, yeah, we're gonna put that back. Next up is Holiday Inn. It's the original movie and the Broadway musical. I kind of just bought this one day because why not? It's a Christmas movie. I've never seen it, don't have much to say. But I have to pull one of these movies out because I actually have a hangnail on my finger and it hurts really bad. We got the Scream trilogy 1, 2, and 3. So let me tell you something. I have no problem. Well, I mean, I have a huge problem with Scream. But here's the thing. Scream was made as a parody to the slasher genre, but eventually ended up becoming a parody of a parody. Or, I mean, it ended up becoming what it was supposed to parody. So pretty much, you became what you swore to destroy. So, yeah. Scream, I've never seen it, but I do know that much. I do know that it was made in response to all the generic slasher movies that were coming out at the time. But then it ended up becoming a slasher genre of itself. And we have 6 movies, and I think a rumored 7, if I'm not mistaken. God, and the amount of times that I've seen the Scream mask makes me want to die. The amount of times I've gone on TikTok, I've gone on Twitter in Halloween, and I've seen at least one person wearing the Scream mask. I'd see the Scream mask at least once or twice every day. And it got so bad to the point that I just did not go on TikTok or Twitter or Instagram on Halloween. Well, I don't really use Twitter that much, only for, when something is trending and there's drama and like a video and stuff. I'm not an avid Twitter user, and I'm not an avid TikTok user much, so don't worry, I'm not one of those people. But yeah, hate Scream. Oh, voice crack. Hate Scream. Hate the mask. Hate what it is. Hate everything about it. We got Space Jam. Space Jam. The OG Space Jam, not the Space Jam Legacy, which I heard was really bad. And, I mean, from what I've seen, I can understand. I mean, I don't think the first Space Jam is all that. It's like a masterpiece, not by a long shot. But it's entertaining, it's funny, maybe a little bit nostalgic most people grew up watching this film, so nostalgic, and yeah, whatever. It's fine. It's just fine. We got The Walking Dead, the first season. I haven't seen it, but I've heard good things about it. I don't know if I actually want to go down the Walking Dead rabbit hole, because I've heard that there are comics and there are video games and there are just almost almost 10 seasons of this show, or I don't know how many seasons there are. There's a bunch of seasons, so I don't know if I want to go down that rabbit hole. But yeah, I just got the first season. The Shining, another copy of The Shining. This is where it stopped being in alphabetical order after Zoolander, so if you're wondering why there's just a bunch of random things, it's because of that. We got Paranormal Activity. Excuse me. So I remember when this movie came out, and it was really big. It was apparently one of the scariest movies, or probably the scariest movie. This movie came out before The Conjuring, if I'm not mistaken. So it was considered the scariest movie ever made at the time. It's really not. It's really stupid. Not even the good kind of stupid, just boring. It's a found footage film, and found footage films can only be so scary. I mean, the Blair Witch Project did it all right. Cannibal Holocaust also did it pretty good. But Paranormal Activity was just, hated it. Well, I mean, I didn't hate it. I kind of liked it when I was a kid, obviously, because I was stupid. But now I'm seeing the flaws in it. Paranormal Activity 2, same thing. Just a bigger house, kind of like Five Nights at Freddy's 2, where it has a bigger location. Paranormal Activity 3, same thing. Paranormal Activity 4, same thing. Paranormal Activity, the Spanish version, aka the marked ones, same thing. 300, the complete experience. This is I don't even know what type of Blu-ray this is. I don't even know. Strange. But yeah, it's it has a book inside of it. Watch this. There's the disc, and ooh, look at that. It's a book that talks about the making of the movie. Pretty good. 1917, one of the greatest horror films of all time. I wish I had this movie on Blu-ray because it looks absolutely astonishing. The fact that this movie won an Academy Award for Best Cinematography it damn well deserved that award because yeah, it is one of the best war films of all time. I put it up I put it up there with Full Metal Jacket, Saving Private Ryan, Black Hawk Down. Really good, really good. Highly recommend it. Speaking of Black Hawk Down, another version of just a DVD version of Black Hawk Down. We have a Justice League triple feature. These are like 3 animated Batman movies, and I just kind of got it because I like Batman, so you know. Batman Under the Red Hood, Gotham Knight, and Batman Year One, which has Bryan Cranston in it. So yeah, that's something to look forward to. Bryan Cranston, always awesome. Walter White. And we got my first version of Jaws. This is one of the most important DVDs to me. This is what started my DVD collection, is this DVD right here, Jaws. The Digital Surround Sound, or DTS Anniversary Collector's Edition. Really awesome. It's got kind of like a shine cover thing. So yeah, very good. And let's put Sharknado just right there next to Jaws. Alright, we're finally done these 2 shelves, but we're not done yet because we still have more to go over there. So let's go over there. Also, we're very close to reaching 600 subscribers, so that is awesome. I really hope we can reach that milestone by the end of this year, maybe? I don't know. I don't know, like, what standpoint I'm in for, like, reaching subs or like, at a certain time or not. But yeah, I hope this isn't too dark. Ah, crap, it is pretty dark, but whatever. So we got N64 games. This is like a corner where I keep most of my games. We have Cape Fear on VHS. We have Boys in the Hood on VHS. We got Firestarter, and if you move this here, I have a silica gel packet. So it like keeps these things from like rotting and like becoming useless. So yeah, because VHS tapes can tend to rot over time, and the tape becomes pretty much unwatchable because it like evaporated because of like age and like got like mold. So yeah, up here we got Forrest Gump, Orange County, Curse of the Blair Witch Project. That's like a documentary to the Blair Witch. Labyrinth, we got Vanilla Sky, The Babysitter's Club, and over here we have Artificial Intelligence. I'm not even going to bother pulling these out because it's going to be a hassle to do that. Artificial Intelligence, All Dogs Go to Heaven, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, a French VHS of E.T. Yeah, that is actually a French version. I bought it by mistake because it didn't look any different from the English VHS, except for the fact that it has a green... I'll actually show you guys. I'll actually pull this one out. Yeah, I'll pull it out for y'all. E.T. Extraterrestrial. I actually didn't notice that. Like, believe me, I didn't even notice that it was in French. I'm an idiot. So yeah, there it is, the green label or the green top, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, cool. I got a French version of E.T. on VHS. I guess that's cool. You got Saturday Night Fever on VHS. We got 1941. That movie has John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd. Hell yeah. The Blues Brothers. Back to the Future on VHS. I remember when Back to the Future was selling big bucks on VHS back then, but now you can find them at Value Village for like $1.99. That's how much they're going for now. Unless they're in like mint condition in one of those like sealing box things that they like trap VHS tapes in that are in like mint condition, like never touched once. The Street Fighter movie, you know, why not? I mostly got it for to see Chun-Li because, you know, she's kind of hot. Total Recall, and then we got the Wallace and Gromit trilogy. We got A Grand Day Out. We got The Wrong Trousers and A Close Shave. Again, I love Wallace and Gromit. I own 2 DVDs. And actually 3 DVDs and all 3 of the original films on VHS. Love Wallace and Gromit. We got the Terminator collection, which includes Terminator 1 and Terminator 2 Judgment Day behind Mario 64. We got Jurassic Park Collector's Edition. We got The Lost World, which is actually still sealed, completely sealed. I'm actually going to pull this one out to also show you guys. Completely sealed in its original packaging. All the stickers on it. It's got a little tear, but I'm not going to open this because, dang, this was a great find. It's even the one that has the lenticular dinosaur card on it. So that is an incredible fight. I'm gonna be very careful putting it back in. Okay, that back. We got Casino in the double VHS tape format. We got Goodfellas on VHS. Gotta have another Goodfellas. I swear, if I see like there's a Goodfellas version that's on 2 VHS tapes. If I saw that, I'd get that too. Monty Python, and now for something completely different. I think it's like a VHS that's just full of a bunch of their skits and stuff. We got Raging Bull. We got One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. We've got Batman 1989. We got Batman Forever, and we got Salem's Lot. So let me put those back and let me go down here. Hopefully I can sit and show you guys. So there's a bunch of my other games back there. We got Enter the Dragon, Bruce Lee special edition on VHS. We got Grease 2. Only reason I got Grease 2 was for Michelle Pfeiffer, because you know, if you know me, you know my feelings for Michelle Pfeiffer, at least, you know, back when she was young. Whew, damn. GoldenEye 007, the game is better. Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, Shakespeare in Love, Midnight Run. Apollo 13, I got that on Blu-ray. The Truman Show, we got Mad Max, the original. Magnolia, we got Doom 3. We got One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest again, because I actually got that as a gift from a teacher. LA Confidential, Flawless, American Splendor, Igby Goes Down, You Can Count on Me. Out of Sight, Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, The Prince of the Tides. And back here, oh god. Alright, this is a lot. It's gonna take a lot to show, but I'll do it anyways. Wait right there. And while we do that, I want to take this time to thank you guys for all the support. You guys have been absolutely amazing these past few years. We've reached so many milestones that it's absolutely unbelievable, like, how many subscribers we're at now. Like, damn. Like, you guys are awesome. Alright, so most people don't know this about me, but I actually have a soft spot for Disney films. The old Disney films, not the newer ones. I feel like the last good... A hot take coming. I feel like the last good Disney movie was WALL-E. Just saying. I feel WALL-E was the last good thing Disney ever did before they delved into, like, dumb stuff, really. I know it's a hot take, but whatever. We got Pinocchio on VHS. We got Aladdin, the original. We got Star Trek. I think the original movie or whatever. Next of Kin. And this VHS without a label is The Emperor's New Groove. I'll just put that on top, whatever. We got The Lion King. We got The Little Mermaid. We got Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. We got Pocahontas. We have Solaris. We got Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. We got Interview with the Vampire Special Edition. We got Dumbo. We got Mulan. We got Lady and the Tramp. Cinderella. And finally, The Hunchback of Notre Dame. And yeah, that is my entire movie DVD, Blu-ray, VHS collection. There's nothing else I can show you guys. That is it. That is done. So yeah, pretty short compared to the other two, but I mean, we were already finishing up, so you know, it made sense this video would be the shortest one of all of them. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching me show you off my nerdy movie collection. It's just something I really love to do. I'm really proud of my collection. I really value it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.